Good morning. This is your math sensei, Mr. Spensei, and we are going to be working with fractions. It's a little bit of a departure from solving equations. It's day 4. We added this on here because fractions show up in a lot of our equations and something that a lot of students struggle with. We're not going to worry about simplifying. We're just going to solve them. So we're going to start off by multiplying. First off, when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, or the top number times the top number and the bottom number times the bottom number. So we just multiply straight across. I'm going to show my work this one time, and after that, I'm not. So essentially, this is going to be 2 times 2 over 3 times 5, because I'm multiplying 2/3 times 2/5. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 5 is 15. That's done. So doing this one, parentheses 2, because parentheses mean multiply. Multiplying straight across, 2 times 4 is 8. 9 times 7 is 63. This one gets a little tricky because we have a whole number. Well, I need to turn that whole number into a fraction. So this is going to be 2/9 times 5 over 1. So this is going to be 2/9, 5. And we do get an improper fraction, but we're not going to worry about it. 2 times 5 is 10. 9 times 1 is 9. Call it good. And 4 times 3, top times top is 12. 5 times 7 is 35. All right. The next thing, dividing fractions. Well, dividing fractions is where people get confused. They try to use a butterfly method. And those that haven't learned correctly, it certainly works, but a lot of people mess it up. So let's take a look at this and learn how to divide fractions. It's simple. If you can multiply fractions, you can divide fractions if you'll memorize this phrase. So the simple phrase is dividing fractions is easy as pie, just flip the second and multiply. Say it again with me. Dividing fractions is as easy as pie, flip the second and multiply. Say it one more time. Say it loud so it disturbs your family. Dividing fractions is easy as pie, flip the second and multiply. All right, so let's see what that means. Dividing fractions easy as pie, flip it and multiply. Flip the second and multiply. Okay, so 2/3, flip the second and multiply. Well, that means 2 times 5 is 10, because remember, up above, top times top, bottom times bottom. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6. Yes, that can be reduced, and yes, it's improper, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to call that good. Dividing fractions easy as pie, flip it and multiply. Okay, so 2/9, flip the second and multiply. 2 times 9 is 14. 9 times 4 is 36. Once again, it could be reduced. We're not going to worry about that. This one, we have a problem. I'm going to have to rewrite it. This is 5 over 1, and that's the fraction. I'm going to flip it, second. Dividing fractions easy as pie, flip it and multiply. 5 times 9 is 45. And 1 times 2 is 2, because you multiply fractions straight across. So flipping it and multiply. This is going to be 4 over 5 times 7 over 3. 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 3 is 15. All right. So that's dividing fractions. So let's keep that in mind when we're working with this. All right, so we're going to be eliminating solving equations that have fractions. Well, first off, right here, I'm dividing. And we're going to look at this a couple different ways. This problem we're not, but we're dividing by 18. So how do I undo division? Well, undo division by multiplication. So this multiply both sides. All right. And if you need it, use your calculator. And right now I'm not feeling very smart, so I'm unwinding my calculator. And it should get like 108. -6. And by the way, if you're using a calculator, that's the negative button, times 18 is -108. I want to show you something else. This may help you out. I don't know, may not. If you put the parenthesis -6 parenthesis, does it for you. All right. So a lot of times using the parentheses will help you out. So in this case, I'm dividing by 8. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So 8 divided by 8 gives me 1x. 2 times 8 is 16. X is 16. Continuing on. Now here's where things can be a little bit different. And by the way, today right now we're eliminating coefficients. That coefficient is multiplying. So that's 2/5 times x. All right. So what was it? We have to do eliminate coefficients by doing the opposite. If this is multiplying, the opposite of multiplication is division. But we're working with fractions, and we just learned dividing fractions easy as pie, flip the second, and multiply. So I'm going to divide this in half. I'm going to flip it. I was putting it in parentheses. Then I have to do it on the other side. And I have -6. And since this is what I added on this side, I have to add it on this side. You're like, well, that looks really ugly, Mr. Spencer. And I'm going to keep everything in parentheses. First off, this side becomes 1. And I'm just going to show you that. You don't ever have to do this. I just want you to see it one time. Parentheses 5 divided by 2. Parentheses 2 divided by 5. That becomes 1. That crosses out, just becomes x. Or 1x. All right? But here, this is probably bothering you a little bit, but don't worry about it. 5 divided by 2, parentheses, -6. Oh, and make sure you're using the negative sign, which is right down here. So -15. So x equals -15. Well, the same thing applies here. All right? I'm multiplying, so I undo multiplication by division, but dividing fractions easy as pie, flip it and multiply. So I can write 8/3 and 8/3. This goes away and becomes 1x. And putting everything in parentheses, parentheses 6, parentheses 8 divided by 3, and we get 16. All right. -2/7. All right. Still a fraction. I don't want that fraction. Let's get rid of all that fraction. So let's flip it. So now we have 7/2 and 7/2, and put everything in parentheses. Well, this goes away and this goes away. It becomes 1. So it equals 1x. Parentheses 7 divided by -2. Parentheses -4. And once again, when I say use the negative, make sure you're using that little button right there. Press enter, and we get 14. So x equals 14. Over here, we're going to flip it because this is being multiplied. So we're going to flip it, which is going to make this 5/3. So this goes away and just becomes 1x. Parenthesis 5 divided by -3. Parenthesis 3. So x equals All right. So now we're going to solve some two-step equations. That was one step. So now we're going to solve some two-step. So we're going to move constants first by plus or minus, do the opposite. So I need to add 6. That becomes 0. So now I have negative 2/3 x equals 4 plus 6 is 10. All right. I'm multiplying, so I have to undo multiplication by division. Putting everything in parentheses really helps out. This goes away and just becomes a 1x. And parentheses 10, parentheses negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 15. So x equals negative 15. All right. We need to identify our constant. These are my constants. Remember, the goal is to get the variable by itself. So I need to move this 9 to the other side. Well, this is a plus 9. So to move it to the other side, I need to make it a minus 9. So I have negative 3x over 7 equals, signs are the same. So we add the numbers, which is 15, and we keep the sign. All right. So now this is multiplying. So I have to undo multiplying by dividing. So this is 7 over negative 3, 7 over negative 3. This part cancels out and gives me a 1x. So parenthesis negative 1, 5, parenthesis 7 divided by negative 3. And if you had the, it really wouldn't matter where you went with that negative sign as long as you have it. So x, 1x equals 35. Final answer, x is 35. All right, moving right along. We need to identify, move our constants. So we need to identify them. So we have negative 6 and positive 6. The goal is to isolate the variable. So I need to move this positive 6, which means I need a minus 6. This becomes 0, and I don't need to write that down. Signs are the same. So we add the number and keep the sign. All right. We're multiplying by negative 3/5 x. So I have to flip it. And multiply. Make sure you're putting these things in parentheses. This side just becomes 1x because that's negative 15 over 15, which is all right, or positive 15 over 15, which is just 1. So going back to my calculator, we end up getting 20. So 20 is 1x. So x equals 20. The next thing, I need to move, I need to identify my constants for this last problem. 6 and 14 are my constants, but the goal is to get the variable by itself. So I need to add 6 because it's the opposite, because you're crossing the equal sign. Whenever you cross the equal sign, you're doing the opposite. So we have 4/7 x equals 20. This is multiplying, so I need to undo multiplication by division, and it's a fraction. So dividing fractions, easy as pie, flip it and multiply. So we're going to flip it and multiply. That gives me 1x. Oops. I want to be consistent and keep using parentheses. and I get 35. All right, I sure hope this helped with fractions and solving equations. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.